Yo, what's up YouTube? Today I'm here with a little tier list of the Elden Ring main bosses. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so this boss, I believe this boss, he is the one that's in the cave and he kind of like throws balls of magic at you. He has a laser beam that shoots. He is an overall pretty cool boss. I put him at B tier. He is not too difficult. I believe like once I got a few levels I was able to beat him pretty easily. He's not really a main boss though, so I don't know why he's in this tier list, but yeah, that's for him. And this boss I don't really think is a main boss either, but he is a boss. He's the boss that's kind of similar to the first boss you encounter. He's like throwing lightning and stuff like that. He's on the horse the whole time, which I kind of don't like, but it is what it is. This boss I believe is a dragon. He's a dragon. You can't really tell, or I can't really tell. He is a dragon though. He's one of those dragon bosses. I believe it's in the snow area here, like the frozen lake area. He is pretty fun to fight. I don't remember too much. That was like maybe a year or two ago when I did fight him, but he is a fun boss, but not too fun, not the most memorable boss. Okay, here we go guys. The Elden Ring final boss, the Elden Beast. Now a lot of people may disagree with me on this, but he is a very fun boss. I think it's a great way to end the game. He's definitely very different of a boss. I've never seen anything like it. He has cool projectiles that are kind of hard to dodge. He has that one swing attack which I really like dodging because it's quite easy, but it looks cool when you dodge it. But overall at S tier, it's a great way to end the game off. Okay, so the fire giant. Okay, this I believe is an A tier. A tier. He is really fun to play against. He is in the snow area. He shoots fire. You could kind of cheese him though. I kind of wish you couldn't. You could kind of ride on your horse the whole time, which is what I did to kind of like dodge all his attacks, but that's what I did. He is a cool boss. I think it's a cool kind of appearance overall, and yeah. So this boss, I'm not sure who it is. Anyone can tell me that? I've looked all over the internet and I can't really find out who that is. This boss I believe is the boss before the first Elden Ring Lord, or maybe after. I think it's before. He kind of just uses a lot of magic and you have to dodge all of his magic stuff, and we all know magic is overpowered, so yeah, he is a little difficult. I think like actually I might put him I don't know, I think he's C tier. He's not, there's not really too much about him. Like he's not that creative. He's just like kind of a guy that does a bunch of spells, and I didn't even think he was a boss really, but yeah. Okay, this guy, a lot of people might hate on this ranking, but I believe he is an A tier. He is pretty fun to fight. His second phase is pretty chaotic, which I don't like at all. It is kind of cool how he goes into the second phase, but he's not really that difficult. He is an A tier. I won't give him S though. I don't think he's good enough for S. but he is an A tier boss. Now this one I believe is Margaret or Godric. These bosses are kind of like in the earlier part of the game. They're not that exciting. They're kind of easy to fight. You could definitely beat them after a while. But yeah, fun boss, but not really that crazy. Now this is the Godskin duo. I wish they had names so I could look them up and kind of remember what's happening, but the Godskin duo, I believe, is definitely a B tier. They're pretty hard to fight against. The two kind of characters the whole time is very difficult to manage, and the way that they have to respawn every time is very annoying. But eventually you could get through it, and you might have to upgrade some stuff and change your talismans or armor. But you could definitely do it. Let's see, this is like one of the end game bosses. I remember this boss, but I don't remember too much about it. It wasn't really that hard. I probably beat him under 5 tries. Not really too much to say there, but he is kind of a C tier, like average boss. And if it was a different game and this was one of the bosses, I was like, okay, that wasn't really that difficult. Okay, this boss I might get a little disagreement with, but he is an S tier, I believe. I think his name is the Black Blade or something like that. His first phase is kind of boring, you know, you kind of just dodging, he's throwing shit at you and you kind of have to dodge it. And then he kind of has easy attacks to dodge, and then his second phase is chaotic. He goes 0 to 100, pretty difficult because his first phase is pretty long. If you have good talismans and you know how to play the game, he's obviously very easy. But if it's like your first time, he gave me a lot of trouble and I didn't really know anything about the game, so give me a bit of a trouble. I like his second phase a lot. I like how it's he's going in the sky, throwing shit at you, dodging, hitting the ground. Very cool boss. Now I believe this is, who is that? I don't know. I believe it's one of the first bosses. Might be Margaret or something to that, similar to that. He's the early boss. Not too much to say there. I wish they don't have the wolf here. Or is this the wolf? Isn't the wolf one of the first bosses and like one of the main bosses? But anyways, okay, Margaret I think is S tier. Everyone knows who that is. Oh, sorry, Malena. Yeah, everyone knows who Malena is. She's very fun to play against. I think how you're kind of trading blows back and back is really fun. In this kind of, you could kind of learn the fight, which is different from a lot of bosses, because you could kind of, you're battling her and you're kind of dodging this way if she's gonna attack and do this move, and it's a lot of fun. And kind of had to learn a lot about her to be able to do well. Now Moog, I believe his name is Moog, is a fun boss. The only thing I don't like about this boss is that his damn, I forgot. He has like a blood loss thing, kind of like Scarlet Rot, and he does it in the middle of the battle, and it's like is guaranteed to waste 3 pots, so it's kind of annoying. And I think he's kind of different. Like he's kind of can only get to a certain point because of that. Because he is doing that in the middle of the fight, he's kind of like, I get it, he's like the blood loss guy, but that is kind of annoying to play against. Give him an A. Pretty fun battle. Had a lot of fun there. I believe this is one of the early bosses again. Margaret or something like that. Really fun boss. Like if this was Bloodborne, he would be one of the top. Oh, sorry. Fuck. He would be one of the top tier bosses, but yeah, he's not really that crazy. Who is that? I'm trying to remember. Now this is, I think, an optional boss. I'm pretty sure it's the dragon boss. He is pretty cool. He does do like lightning and stuff like that. Does go up in the sky. It's pretty cool to fight. But not that difficult, and it's kind of hard to make it really, because like these two these two here, so this is a huge boss and this is a huge boss, and it's kind of hard to make huge bosses like kind of like the ELDEN base, because like you're kind of fighting them and you're like a small little human. This is a huge boss, and they're kind of doing telegraph like long things, long attacks, and it's kind of hard to make that into a great battle. But yeah, I put him at B. Now this is Radon. I think he's definitely like a B, nothing greater than that. He doesn't really do anything crazy. He has some cool animations, nothing really that crazy though, not like that fun to battle in my opinion. I beat him pretty quick. I think it's because he got nerfed a lot, but yeah. Okay, now I don't believe I remember this guy's name, but he is right before the Elden Beast, and he is pretty fun to fight. Maybe not as fun as fighting Margaret, but kind of the same idea. You could kind of learn what he does and dodge accordingly to what he's gonna put out. Now this, I'm not sure what this is. Can someone please tell me who that is? I don't remember him out. It looks similar to like a DLC character, but I don't know who that is really. Now this is one of my favorite battles, low-key. I really like her second phase. I like how it aesthetically looks. It's pretty fun to fight against, and her first phase isn't really that hard. It's not like the main focus of the battle. The second phase is kind of hard. And it's definitely like the first time you're introduced to like a whole second phase of a boss. I think it's really cool. I think the background's really cool. I think the character design is really cool. So I put it at A. This is, I'm not sure. Okay, I remember this boss. I've never beaten it, but I know it's really hard, and I actually might put it at D, because he has this pool of lava around him, and I'm not sure, maybe you could get like armor that's kind of resistant to all of that, but in my experience that's kind of dumb, because say I have this weapon the whole playthrough, I had to change my weapon just for this boss, and there's not really a different way to go about it. But yeah, I remember fighting him once or twice, and we kind of got 70% of the way, but because of the lava it's kind of hard. Yeah, I really wish they didn't put that lava near him, or maybe he doesn't attack that spews the lava everywhere and then goes away, but kind of having it there all the time is pretty dumb in my opinion. Now this is, I believe, the starter boss The guy on the horse, he is kind of fun to fight against, you know, when you're level 1 and you're trying to beat him. He definitely could be a problem. You have to come back at a later level. If you try to beat him at level 1, it's pretty crazy. I don't suggest that at all, but yeah, I believe he's C tier. He's not really that crazy. He has cool attacks. You kind of have to learn. You can kind of progress pretty easily and learn his attacks, but other than that, I think he's C tier. So that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Alright, later guys.